My mentality is a whirlwind. Where to begin? Start by saying I'm harder than ever. Took life's conditioning, like bones to microfractures, you gon' feel it. When connects to jawline, written words to notes under ledger. It's not minor science. Take you to the highest climate. Mission, suffocate, planet death, experience, resuscitate.
Yo, this is Willie Bean, man. Mr. I mean what I say what I mean. We got the juice on the proof, no chaser. This is Swim TV. Thanks for tuning in. Bars is back. Black cat. You can tell I'm getting real comfortable at this moment. But actually, to be honest, I'm so excited because I'm talking about the episode with my expert opinion. Episode 72. Go check it out if you ain't watched it yet. There's a lot of stuff that I actually researched and cover and look at, because I think a lot of some of this stuff is just not conspiracy theory. And then a lot of people keep talking about some of this stuff, so when you keep talking about it, there's some truth to it, right? So this was a great episode. Again, there was a lot of over talking and stuff that was going on in this episode. I really didn't like a lot of that, but they need to figure out a system to where they need to like slow down and let the person who's speaking have the floor and let them get out what they're trying to say, because that's ridiculous. Everybody over talking each other because they got different beliefs. You know what I mean? If you have a different belief, let the person get out what they got to say and then speak. Seth, especially you, bro. Like, I was saying so much stuff about you, bro, watching that. It's like, I get it. You got information. You got knowledge. You feel like you got knowledge. Everybody got knowledge, bro. Everybody got knowledge and everybody got something to say. Everybody got credibility to say something. But you always talking, bro. This episode literally infuriated me on how you kept just cutting people off. Only time you didn't say nothing is when Nems was talking. Holding your chin, nine. I'm telling y'all, go look at the episode, man. I can't lie. I can't make this up. This dude literally got on my nerves this episode. I don't know, like, stop drinking or whatever it is that you're doing, because we all get passionate about stuff that we like, that we have knowledge of, or we think we have a lot of knowledge of. I get that. But, bro, like, all y'all over talking each other, especially when my bro Smart was really, like, trying to give y'all a game. Y'all wasn't trying to listen. And this is why people always thinking like there's something under the blanket. Because people trying to speak some real stuff and y'all ain't trying to hear it. Seth was always coming up with scenarios or thinking, oh, it's just this. I'm going to get into that. Let's rewind to the beginning. So salute to my bro Nems. If you don't know who Nems is, I didn't know who he is until this episode. I'm going to keep it a buck. But he's legendary. He's been battling before, and he's been battling with addiction. Salute to him. He's 10 plus years clean. Salute to you, Nems. Keep inspiring yourself. Keep inspiring the people who love you and who keep, like, for the things that you're doing. And hopefully you continue doing what you're doing and influence the battle rap community and the culture in itself. Bro, salute to you. Like I said, I know people all over the world is struggling with addiction, and a lot of people don't have that strength and have that power to get away from that to do what you did. So salute to you, Nems, man. You got all the respect in the world for me, bro. One love. Math. It's your platform, bro. Organize that. Like, hey, you know what I mean? But salute to you, bro. Like I said, I ain't gonna tell you how to do your platform, but the over talking and everything, we're not gonna get the information. Everybody over talking everybody, because believe me, people are listening, and it frustrates people when everybody over talking everybody. Let the person who is speaking have the floor, and then say what you got to say after they're done saying what they have to say. Especially with my bro Smarts, because I can relate to him, because I can understand and relate to a lot of stuff that he's talking about, because I researched a lot of that stuff that he's talking about, and I was frustrated because y'all wouldn't let that man speak. 100%. I'm like, this dude talking knowledge, and he talking about he ain't broke. This man got money, so I want to hear him talk, because there ain't nobody who ain't got no money talking all this woo-wah, woo-wah, and y'all think they just talking off the side of their neck. You know what I'm saying? So let the brother speak. So, with that being said, This episode was dope. It talked about a lot of stuff that I actually like and wanted to hear other people's thoughts on. So, with that being said, I think Nems should battle. Because the way he talks, he sound he really sound like he educating his smart brother. I think he should get in the ring and battle a couple dudes. You know what I mean? Hit him up with a couple of them 2-3 pieces uppercuts. You know, swings, whatever. You know what I mean? Let's cover snitching. Snitching. Now they were talking about snitching, right? And different levels of snitching. Now, I don't want to make this long, but snitching, like it could be. I think I'm gonna make a separate video for this. But they were talking about snitching at where like you should not snitch. It's not cool to snitch. It's a code to not snitch, right? All right. And they brought up to the fact of selling drugs in the ghetto, basically the lower class of the community, right? And they said that crack was brought into the low-income ghetto neighborhoods, right? And black people were selling it to their people. This is what infuriated me. It's like, why did you sell it to your black people? Or, and not word for word, but something to that nature. But understand this. We don't, again, movies talk about this. We don't have access to boats and airplanes to bring the stuff over to the U.S. to where we can sell this stuff. We see movies. We understand, like, all of this situation. So if we don't have boats or the access to bring this stuff into the United States to sell to our people or to any people, who you gonna sell it to? You sell to who you have access to. You're not gonna go to any suburb area where there's a bunch of white folks to make your money, because you're an outcast. Because who that you know that is majorly black in suburb areas, that especially when you don't look the part, they ain't gonna call the cops on you. Be smart. You're not gonna sell to anybody else because of the fact that you're at a risk at this point. When you go into another area where you're not a known face, or you don't live in the area, or they don't feel comfortable with you, especially with being a black man. So if you don't, like I said, if you don't want that lifestyle, and you don't want to sell to your people, your black people, don't do this situation at all. They said, okay, if we're selling together, you my mans, and we sell together, you get caught. Of course. Why would you snitch on your man when you're doing it together? There's a code to situations. Like I said, when you get in that lifestyle, you know the regulations and you know the consequence to it. So why would you pull your man when you got caught? You got caught. You don't snitch on your man. See, and the code is, it switches up because nowadays people don't respect those codes. I for one can say that for a fact, because when I stuck to that code and was locked up with the same brother, he was talking about when we get out, we're gonna get some bread, da, 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 da. And when I got out, there was no bread, no nothing. I end up with a charge and a case on me. People don't, like I said, that is foolery for y'all to think like snitching ain't cool or this ain't cool. Like I said, if you don't want that lifestyle and you don't want that rep, don't do it at all. Because all of it's a bunch of BS. It's a bunch of people who are trying to survive and get by and hoping that the community that they're selling it to or doing things to will protect them. It's the situation. But snitching can go I'm going to do a whole nother episode, a whole nother thing about snitching. Because the way that I feel about that, there's so many different levels to that you got to respect for the person who actually does it and the reason why they're doing it. 100%. Snitching goes at a whole different level. So I don't want to touch on that a whole lot. I'm already at 9 minutes. So, like I said, I don't want to, like, you know, snitching can go a whole different level, alright? That's what they talked about. Smart talked about chemtrails. If you don't know about chemtrails, look it up. I researched it, and it's crazy on the information, but it's deep. Prince talked about it in a interview that he had. I'm not sure exactly what interview, but it exists. It's there. You got to do your research, people. It's 100%. I talked about studying to crack your own people and all of that. I kind of touched on that already. Seth talked about, in another episode, he said that when he was getting arrested, or they was bringing this this wagon to pretty much aggravate or to come to the black communities, the ghetto, and they were pulling these wagons and arresting people and stuff like that, and it was giving black people records so they didn't have a future. Now, this is the same guy who was talking about the snitching situation. Do you hear yourself when y'all talk? It's like, that's crazy. It's like you don't want people to snitch, but then you got officers coming in or people coming in and like doing certain things to you. You know what I mean? When you're not involved in certain things. Again, bro, whatever it is, I get it. We marked as a race of black people when it comes to being minorities. We understand that. But if you live that lifestyle, own up to that lifestyle, or take the bullet, try to live right, and try to do what you can do and try to influence other people to do the same thing. Because you never get ahead by doing the same thing and it repeats itself. Alright? But that's a whole nother situation. Like I said, it's a whole lot in this topic. I'm already 9 minutes in, right? So, labels being satanic. Smart. Tell him, bro. Tell him. You know what I mean? It's out in the open. And the crazy part about it is y'all don't see it because y'all don't want to see it. Everybody want to be successful. Everybody want to make money. Everybody want to make a generational wealth. And this and that and the third and fourth, right? I'm going to say this. And I'm going to clarify. Let me say this. I'm going to clarify this. And I'm going to stand on it. Jay-Z, artist, billionaire. Now, right? Billionaire. To this day, 2021. Billionaire. Where's Dame Dash at on that list? Let's see who else. Dame Dash and all the Rockefeller people that was with Rockefeller. Where are they at? Y'all talk about, oh, like Hove had a different this and that, but y'all say that he never sold drugs. He never sold drugs. He never was a gang member. But this man's a billionaire right now, promoting and selling this in his raps. And he's living better and has a better life than any people that he was coming up with. And y'all talking about Smart is not accurate about if Hov did sold his soul or not? Y'all tripping. You gotta see it for what it is. 100%. And then he started digging into the situation and researching. He said he's like he want to rap, he want to be a part of the industry, but he said he know what stuff to look for, so he ain't trying to be a part of it. Big ups to him for being smart. Because it can be a daggone shame if you want somebody to get in your butt or drug you up to get in your butt because you're influential to a higher group or a larger group number of people that you can influence. He was really spitting game to y'all, and y'all wasn't even listening. That's the trip part about it. Let's go a little bit further. Puff Daddy. Name one person, or I don't say name one person, name a group of people out of Bad Boy Entertainment that's living lovely, or ain't looking crazy, or ain't turned to God. trying to get their soul back. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I'll give you a couple. Biggie did. Mace turned to God and he preaching about God. Shine. Want to keep going? G Dep. He looked like he was a crackhead and broke. You want to keep going? You want to keep going? This stuff is crazy. Y'all sitting here like, oh, I don't pay attention to none of that until you come to that door and they say, hey, you want to go any further? You want to go any higher? Name all the legends that we know didn't go past where they should have been going. They're not any better than, excuse me, they're not better than any of the people that started labels like Puffy. You know what I'm saying? Let's be realistic. You talking about Talib Kweli, you talking about Busta Rhymes, they ain't sell their soul, and then the list goes on. Tribe Called Quest, all of them. Listen. Listen to me. As Piper Boy Williams would say, listen to me. Y'all foolish if y'all don't think this stuff is going on. You foolish. That's all I'm going to say about that. You foolish if you don't think this Illuminati and this hypnotizing situation and creating people to taking souls and all this and the devil doing his work. Y'all stupid. If you believe in God, you got to believe in the devil. That's 100% fact. Because this ain't it. Right here. This ain't it. I know this ain't it. I'm alive and well, and I'm breathing. There's a purpose for everything that's around us. We all serve a purpose for everything. But that's another story. All right. And I guess you want to say, here I got, say they were talking about people die, or when they talk about the conspiracy thing, where they say people die every day, right? If people, and they saying, are artists sacrificing people for fortune and fame? Does that exist? It exists. It's not that people die every day, even if so. I'm going to strike one accord. If people die every day, why is it the famous people, and Pac said it the best, it's famous people that we know and love, that we appreciate and acknowledge over TV, podcasts, and news when we know they die. What about the everyday life or everyday people who are dying every day? We ain't knowing about them. We ain't talking about them. When on earth have you heard some like ordinary person who works hard, been working at a job for 20 years, and his brother passes, that they're talking about it? I'm telling you, it's a systematic situation. If they weren't famous, we wouldn't hear about some of this stuff that we talking about when it comes to like celebrities, families, and people dying. Come on. It's a whole nother video. I'm telling you. I feel Smart, and Smart was telling the truth, and they weren't trying to hear it. And I feel him because I talk about the same stuff amongst my regular, everyday, ordinary life friends and family, and they ain't trying to hear none of that. So, like, because they live everyday, ordinary lives, and they ain't gotta be bothered with it. That's why they ain't trying to hear it. But y'all is out in the spotlight. Y'all trying to chase the dream. Y'all trying to get the money. Y'all trying to get the big bank rolls. Y'all trying to get the Rolls Royce. Y'all trying to get all of this extra stuff that ordinary people can dream to get. And y'all don't want to wake up to some of this stuff that, like, it ain't happening. Come on, let's be for real. Alright? And NBA being rigged and all of that stuff is business. You gotta understand, business is business. You're going to lean towards what's making your money and keeping things in business afloat. The NBA is an organization. You got to understand that, for one. It's an organization. You got all these different teams, but it's an organization. So, let's use Chipotle for one. Chipotle is an organization. It's a business. They got multiple stores everywhere, right? And every store has a manager, and every store has a an area manager, right? So they make sure that each store is operating right? But if they want influence in a way that the money still keeps drawing in, they'll do that. It's a business. So if they're asking you to throw the game, you're going to throw the game. Because what depends on it? Your future, your paycheck, your money, your livelihood. Don't get it twisted. Like it's like I said, you're an influencer. You inspire people in the world. But if they say you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose. Because you're gonna lose all this money and everything in your life that you ever have if you don't do what I tell you to do. Period. Who's the head honcho of the NBA organization? Case closed. So with that being said, man, this is Willie B, man. Man, Papa, salute to you. And my expert opinion, it was a dope episode, but like I said, there's so much to cover, but not enough time for me to do it in this video. So if you guys want me to touch on the things that I talked about in this video, please comment, and I'll be happy to do that and give you more information on that. But don't forget to like and subscribe. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe. If you want this hat, go to CassidyTheHustler.com. I'm sorry, to get your hat. Like I said, this is Chicago Bulls, but I'm still rocking, matching, and I got it going on. So with that being said, man, this is Willie Bean. Thanks for tuning in to Swim TV. Appreciate y'all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we're gonna keep this going, man. Alright, so y'all stay tuned in. I appreciate y'all. One love, 100. Peace.
My mentality is a whirlwind. Where to begin? Start by saying I'm harder than ever. Took life's conditioning, like bones to microfractures. You gon' feel it when connects to jawline. Written words to notes under ledger. It's not minor science. Take you to the highest climate. Mission, suffocate, planet death, experience, resuscitate, easy way to look back.